on this episode of Aaron Outdoors.
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Aaron Outdoors. And on today's show we pick up where we left off last time in the Whitetail woods. Brett's up to bat. He's been watching this deer on the trail cams, and as we all have, excited to get into the woods after this deer. But as you know, in the Whitetail woods, things always can take an unexpected turn.
Alright guys, it is October 28th, getting ready to head into the stand. We had a shooter daylight at 8:11. I believe it was 2 days ago. He come cruising through. Blake saw some bucks, or a buck, chasing a doe in the field yesterday on his way home from work. So they're starting to bump him a little bit. Conditions are a little warm today. Got a front moving in tomorrow and Monday, and it's going to change everything. It's going to drop down into the low 30s. Even one day supposed to get down in the 20s, so it's going to get real cold, and that should jump start things here for us. But it's Saturday morning, we're both off, so it's almost November. We got to get in the tree, so we're going to head over here, climb up in the stand, and see what happens this morning. Y'all go with us.
Guys, we've been settled in here about an hour. It's a little after 7. All the predictors say the 8 o'clock hour is about gonna be the best hour all day today. So we're about an hour away from that. About 60 degrees. Dead calm, no wind right now. Got turkeys gobbling across the creek on the other ridge. It's a beautiful morning, it's just a little warm. But it's that time of year you gotta be in the woods. Here we are. We'll see what happens.
Aaron Outdoors is brought to you by Lawless & Smith True Value, Superior Battery Manufacturing Company, celebrating 3 decades of energy excellence made in the USA. Affordable Roofing, professional work at affordable prices. Russell Springs and Jamestown Pharmacies, fast and dependable service you can count on.
Always blow it the wrong way this one. It's close to shoulder. It's right there, dude. It's right there. I'm shaking like a leaf. It was 30. It's not the best. I mean, he was quartering away, but he was, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe too far forward.
I feel like it was behind the shoulder.
It was behind the shoulder.
I don't know if it,
I don't know if I got penetration or not.
I don't know.
Guys, what we had that happen here, we had 2 does and a fawn about 25 minutes ago come behind us. And they come down through here. And they got down here and the wind is blowing this way, just very, what little wind there is. And they never would feed around down here. And when they were blowing around and they completely circled us. And they were blowing around and they finally worked off. And I told them, Blake, I said, I'm gonna grunt. So I ripped off a few big grunts. And probably 2-3 minutes after that, I thought I heard something back here. And I turned, I seen big chocolate antlers. And he worked out. It's probably about 35 yards or so. Shot there. And he was kind of quartered away, and I hit him pretty close to the shoulder. I don't know what kind of penetration I got. That's what's got me worried. I think where it hit was okay height-wise. I just don't know about penetration.
Well, I didn't see where the broadhead, or I didn't see the knock stay. You know what I mean? The knock.
He either broke it out of him or it went through him. I don't know.
I'll have to go back and look, but
Let's go back and
there's some leaves right there, close to his vitals.
I'm shaking like a leaf right now. I mean, it's October. My feet
On the old wooden stand.
Look at that leg. Gosh. I felt like it was okay, though.
I mean, he was hit. He was hit hard, honestly, because the way he was running off, he wasn't running. I don't know. I'll check it.
It's probably been 10-15 minutes. We reviewed the shot. And I'm afraid I got too far into that shoulder. Didn't get a lot of penetration. He was kind of quartered away from me. And I guess I held it right behind the shoulder, but I guess I pulled it maybe a little bit forward in the moment. I should have held a little further back off that shoulder. Didn't get a lot of penetration. We're gonna get down, walk up here to impact, see what it looks like, and then we're gonna get out of here for a few minutes. Go home and look at it on a bigger screen and see what happens from there. So I don't know. It's all about the penetration, if I got through that shoulder or not. So we'll get down and go up here and see what it looks like. Pretty disgusted. Roller coaster of emotions. Guys, we just found my arrow. I've not picked it up yet, but it looks like just terrible.
No penetration. Just like what we thought. Meat. Well, I mean, we'll look for him some, but really no reason to.
Alright, it's been about 3 hours since the shot. And right here is where my arrow kicked out. We're probably about 15 steps from where he was at. Penetration, we measured it, we think is about 8 inches. So it's going to be just hoping that we got enough in there to pierce an artery or get into the lung a little bit. We're just going to look for blood. We've got everybody here to help. So we're just going to do everything we can to make sure we recover this deer if it's possible.
Well, you can see just how disgusted I was there by how this hunt ended up. And bow hunting's a game of inches, and just a couple inches back, we would have been able to recover that buck. But a few days later, we got a trail camera picture of him. It looks to be just fine, so we'll get back after him here shortly.
Aaron Outdoors is brought to you by McDonald's of Russell Springs. Drive-through, dine-in, carry-out, order online, and on the McDonald's app. For all your heat pump needs, service, and installation, call Kurt's Heating and Cooling. Diversified Electric for all your commercial and residential electrical needs.
It's now November 1st, and I just have to get into the woods. On this hunt, I'm going to go up to a part on the farm that we rarely go into and rarely disturb. It's on a pinch point where 3 fingers of woods come together. It's a perfect spot to be catching a cruising buck looking for the first available doe in heat. Check it out.
Good morning, folks. It is officially November the 1st. Morning set here. I'm up on our home farm, and I'm hunting a stand for the first time ever on this farm. It's hard access. I had to climb up a mountain to get here this morning, but we're in and we're settled in. On the way in, there was a deer up on top of the ridge here. I heard walk off as I was walking up the hill. It didn't really spook, but it didn't know what it was, so it walked off. I'm sitting up here on this saddle bench. I've got 2 ridges that come together. Basically 3 ridges, 2 wooded ridges, and then one that goes into a hayfield. We got timber that's been cut back here behind us. It's a good bedding area back here behind us and over here in front of me to my right, where they timbered a couple years ago. So I'm on this old haul road hoping a buck is cruising downwind to some of these bedding areas. As I was getting ready this morning, I got a camera picture from my cell cam down there in the barn where I hunted the other day, and I had a shooter buck come through right before daylight. So we do have a shooter buck on our property right now, but he's on the other ridge from me. So maybe we'll stroll through here this morning. I'm self-filming with the bow, so it'll be a miracle if I can get it done in the conditions we got. We got a few hours to hunt before we get down and go to work, so stay with us. We need some luck to change in our favor pretty quick here for this season.
Russell County Farm Bureau Agency, Blake Aaron Agent, big on commitment. Bleed Blue Properties, cash offers, any condition, as is. 859-684-7710. And by Day and Day Feed, more than just a feed store.
Alright guys, it is a little bit after 8 o'clock now, and as you just saw, we had all systems failure on that one. That was a bug that we've been getting pictures of for the last few months, and I think dating back even to last year. He was with a deer I killed. But anyway, he's a really good younger buck. He's probably a 3-year-old after seeing him on the hoof, but he could be even younger than that. But he come along the side of this ridge right here, just exactly how I drew it up. I just was on the fence the first little bit if I was going to shoot him or not, because I just know another year and he could be awesome. But I started thinking about the neighbor. The neighbors could shoot him. The gun season's coming up. He may not make it to another year. Anyway, we'll try to wrap this up. I thought I heard something back here. But by the time I decided, I just knew if I had a chip shot and a really good deer under 20 yards and I didn't take it, I'd be kicking myself at the end of the year. So I decided to draw back on him, and I was trying to get the camera framed up on him, and he wasn't framed how I liked it, and definitely the camera saved that buck's life because he was perfect 20 or less than 20 yard shot. But when I decided to shoot him, I drew back, and again, like I said, he just wasn't in frame how I wanted him to be. And he caught my movement as I was moving the camera to frame him up. And at that point, he had me picked because he was behind a couple of saplings, and I couldn't get a good, clean, clear shot on him. And then he bounded off behind me and blew, and stood back here behind me and never knew what I was really. He actually presented me with another shot. He presented me with another shot, but he ended up running off. I think he finally caught my wind back there about 100 yards or so, and then ran off over into holler. So I don't know, that's part of hunting. I hope I don't kick myself at the end of the year for not shooting that buck sooner, because I had a couple of opportunities and I was waiting. Didn't know if I wanted to or not, but November 1, man, anything can happen. Long season left ahead.
Aaron Outdoors is brought to you by Lawless & Smith True Value, Superior Battery Manufacturing Company, celebrating 3 decades of energy excellence made in the USA. Affordable Roofing, professional work at affordable prices. Russell Springs and Jamestown Pharmacies, fast and dependable service you can count on.
Well, Blake's headed out with Phillip on opening weekend. Phillip has a beautiful place to hunt. There's lots of bucks chasing does. Let's see if they can get it done.
Alright guys, it's 5:20 right now. We got about 20 minutes until shooting light. And we got here to the field where we're going to be hunting, and we realized that we forgot an extra chair for this blind. So I told Phillip that I could probably stand on my knees, but depends on how long we're going to hunt today, whether or not I can last very long. So there he goes to get the chair. It's about a mile away down the road. So I'm just going to sit here and listen, and we're going to ease into this spot whenever he gets back. So hopefully he'll be back pretty quick, and we'll be able to see some deer today. Good time. It's pretty good time.
get daylight. Starting to get daylight, brother. Okay, it's 6:15. We've been in the blind about 30 minutes. We've just seen a little buck cross the field into the creek out here in front of us. We've seen about 3 deer so far, and would have seen more, but we bumped several off coming in. So we're gonna sit tight here and see if these deer will funnel through between this creek and this ridge back behind us. So see what happens. Alright guys, we're headed in for the evening sit here. Got down midday for just a little while, and Philip saw a lot of deer and one good buck here last night out of this blind, so we're gonna go see what we see here. Hopefully we'll have some action here shortly.
Aaron Outdoors is brought to you by Russell County Farm Bureau Agency, Blake Aaron Agent, big on commitment. Bleed Blue Properties, cash offers, any condition, as is. 859-684-7710. And by Day and Day Feed, more than just a feed store.
Alright, little mid-afternoon update. We've been in the blind about an hour or so. We've seen 5 or 6 deer, but they've all been pretty far away. I think we've seen one buck, but we didn't really get a good look at it. But the deer moved through here yesterday evening and saw a pretty good one in this field, so we're hoping as the day goes on that the deer will funnel down in this hay field and pick a little bit. And there's a cut cornfield a couple 100 yards away across the creek. They might hopefully come through here before going to there or something, so we'll see what happens the rest of the evening. I've got a good feeling. That's
Minute.
Was that loud or what? Was that loud or what? What'd you say? Was that loud? That's a good one. That was pretty awesome. That was a good. He was getting in there. I didn't realize he was that close. I didn't think he was getting in so close. I did not just not realize he was that close. I thought he was gonna get in under. Alright guys, we got a big buck down here this evening that we've been watching deer all evening long, Philip, across the field. We just couldn't ever get him in range. But only that one just he popped out and came down this way. Yeah, that was a good deer you've had on the muddy cameras. And I thought he was good though. Looked pretty good the whole time coming in, grunting and chasing that doe, and he chased it right into our laps there. Right. You had to pretty much shoot him right when you did, or he'd been underneath us. I was afraid he was going to get away. Yeah, coming in so hard. Yeah, but it's been a good day of deer hunting. We've seen several deer, and we've seen a couple other pretty good bucks throughout the day. So it's been a real fun day down here in Kentucky, and I'm sure you can't wait to get your hands on him. It's a pretty cool deer. It's actually got a white foot. Yeah. I'm anxious to get down there and get a hold of him and see what he feels like. Right. Looks like a good one. Well, good job. Fun times right here at rifle season in Kentucky.
Aaron Outdoors is brought to you by McDonald's of Russell Springs. Drive-through, dine-in, carry-out, order online, and on the McDonald's app. For all your heat pump needs, service, and installation, call Kurt's Heating and Cooling. Diversified Electric for all your commercial and residential electrical needs.
This season has had its share of ups and downs, but I was happy to be there with Philip as he was able to punch his tag on a nice buck.
Just got down out of the stand here this afternoon, recovered my buck. He's a good mature buck, a little broke up, but all in all, man, it's been a good day hunting today. My good friend Blake. Sounds like something else.
Turkeys are roosted.
Yeah.
Good deer.
Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode as we had a lot of whitetail action there in the deer woods, and we continue that next time out as we head on our first out-of-state whitetail deer hunt. We head west. A lot of stories can be told about this trip. A lot of fun was had, so be sure and tune back in next time for that. We want to thank all of our fine sponsors who are helping make the show a possibility. You, the viewer, for tuning in. Again, check us out online, AaronOutdoors.com. Subscribe on YouTube and all of our other social media outlets, and we will see you right back here next time on Aaron Outdoors.